Tonight, we report on security cameras being stolen from Moses Lake businesses and when the mobile food bank will be back in Grant County. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Soccer action heats up in the Basin, and the Chiefs girls golf team finishes in the middle of the pack at the Moses Lake Invite. Let's take a quick glance at our Weather Center forecast.
Good afternoon. It's been a beautiful day with high temperatures right around average for this time of year. We do have the threat of showers coming up later in the week. Just ahead, I'll let you know when and where we'll see some rain.
I'm Amber Jenks, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
A man was caught on video stealing security cameras from a Moses Lake business. At about 4:15 a.m. on Monday, a man reportedly climbed the fence at Moses Lake Collision Repair on West Marina Drive and onto the roof. According to Moses Lake Police spokesman, the man was caught on video before disconnecting the cameras, but the police are working to obtain a copy of the video to identify a suspect. The suspect was not wearing gloves, and parts of one camera found on the property were sent to the Washington State Crime Lab to check for fingerprints. Moses Lake Police are investigating thefts of security cameras from several Moses Lake businesses on West 3rd Avenue and West Broadway Avenue since February. The Quincy City Council is moving forward with traffic changes at an intersection on State Route 28. The city hired an engineering firm to look at options. Reporter Cameron Probert has the details.
Quincy is hiring an Omaha, Nebraska-based engineering firm to examine an intersection at the edge of the city. City Council approved negotiating a contract with HDR Incorporated during its Tuesday meeting. The firm is examining the intersection of 13th Avenue and State Route 28 to design a traffic mitigation system. The firm is determining whether a traffic light or a roundabout is better for the intersection. The city engineer Ariel Bellino said a price for the company's service has not been determined. The city plans to use the firm's study to seek state funding for the intersection, which serves Shopko, a shopping center, and Ace Hardware on one side, and several industries on the other. Council members did not discuss the proposal. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
Tickets are available for the Ephrata Chamber of Commerce's annual banquet. Doors open for the event at 5:30 p.m. on April 2nd at the St. Rose of Lima Catholic School Gym. Tickets cost $35 per person and $250 for a table of 8 seats. The Speakeasy themed fundraiser features a silent auction beginning at 6 p.m., a prime rib dinner at 6:30 p.m., and a live auction at 8 p.m. Live auction items includes a winery tour and handmade cedar furniture. Executive Director Amber Reynolds said the money generated from the auction keeps the Chamber running and involved in community events. The Chamber is presenting awards for Outstanding Civil Servant, Business of the Year, Agricultural Business of the Year, and Educator of the Year during the event. Potato seed samples are being sought for the 2016 seed trials by the Washington State University Extension Office of Grant and Adams counties. Potato farmers are encouraged to submit a 50-pound sample of either 2 or 4 ounce single drop seeds prior to the plantings for this year's trials. The 2016 seed lot planting dates are March 22nd, April 5th, April 19th, and May 3rd. Samples can be submitted up to the day before each planting date. Washington State University has conducted the annual seed lot trials since the 1970s as a way to test for seed-borne potato viruses or injuries to crops from herbicides or pests like aphids or psyllids. Seeds can be submitted at the WSU Othello Research Unit, located about 5 miles east of Othello near the intersection of Booker Road and State Route 26. They can also be dropped off at Qual Ag Labs, located at 3759 Dodson Road, north in Ephrata. Now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be back right after this.
Here comes Obamacare, the biggest change in the tax code in 20 years. I'm ABC's Richard Davies with today's tax tip. This year's tax season marks the first time you'll be asked for information regarding your health insurance. Eric Smith of the IRS says for most people, this will be a non-issue.
For more than 3 out of 4 taxpayers, the change will involve just simply checking a box on your return.
That box indicates that you had health coverage and most likely through your employer. Others who bought government-backed health care and received a tax credit to help them pay for it will have to account for whether they calculated correctly. Kathy Pickering of H&R Block says there'll either be a payment or a refund.
When they come in to file their taxes, now they're reconciling how they estimated their income to what their actual income is.
The IRS says if you're low income and not required to file a tax return, you don't have to buy health coverage. But for those who could afford it and chose not to, they'll get a fine. With today's tax tip, Richard Davies, ABC News.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ana Cristina Sanchez with your local weather segment brought to you by Berry Motors, one great place to buy and service a car. A high-pressure system will build over the Pacific Northwest, bringing a much drier and warmer air mass into the area. Gradual increase in temperatures is expected within the next few days. Low temperature this morning, right at that average low temperature for this time of year. 32 as the low for us here in Ephrata. High temperatures for today in the low 50s, right around that average high. And the record high temperature for us was set back in 1972. The record high was 72 degrees. For Moses Lake, also the record high was 72 back in 1972. Low temperature this morning in the low 30s for Moses Lake. High temperature slightly below that average high, which is 56, and currently the temperature right outside your door is right around 52 with plenty of sunshine. Winds coming in from the west up to 10 miles per hour. There is still that slight threat of seeing a few snow showers for this evening, mainly in the northern Cascades, but improving conditions throughout the overnight hours. And as we head into this Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, plenty of sunshine over the Pacific Northwest for us here in Ephrata. Sunny skies for Seattle. Dry conditions will continue through this Thursday and Friday. Then as we get closer to the weekend, the threat of showers will be moving into the area. More on that with your extended forecast. Temperatures for this Thursday afternoon in the Yakima right around 56, 57 in Seattle. Long Beach right around 60 in the Northwest. In the upper 50s, flirting with that 50-degree mark. 52 for the Tri-Cities area. And for us, within our Columbia Basin, temperatures will be right around the mid-50s. For Moses Lake, right around 55, 54 for Royal City, Quincy 53 for St. Patrick's Day. Plenty of sunshine. You're going to need your sunglasses in the morning hours. Temperatures for us here in Ephrata will be right around 35, right around 8 in the morning. Winds moving in from the northeast up to 15 miles per hour. Wind gust up to 20, 25 miles per hour. Plenty of sunshine, clear skies for the evening hours. Temperatures right around 9 in the evening, in the upper 30s. Winds moving in from the north up to 10 miles per hour. We're going to see a few changes within the next few days as we get closer for this weekend. We will have that threat of showers on Sunday, right when spring begins. Monday in the afternoon, highs in the low 60s, so we will have that increase in temperatures with high temperatures well above average for this time of year on Saturday, Sunday. Monday, highs in the low 60s, then drier weather pattern as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday of the next work week. Low temperatures will continue to be right around the low 30s, and for St. Patrick's Day, plenty of sunshine with temperatures in the mid-50s as the high for us here in Ephrata.
Whether you're looking for a bigger car to support your growing family, a new truck for your business, or something to pull that toy of yours, we've got you covered at Berry Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Ephrata. Come see us today and learn why your family, friends, and neighbors buy their cars at Berry. On Basin Street for more than 35 years, and with locations in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, we are one great place to buy a car. Call or click 754-2411 or berrysaves.com.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalence to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
4A soccer action was in full swing last night on a gusty cold spring evening on the Chiefs' home turf. The Chiefs matched up with GSL powerhouse Lewis and Clark on the pitch at Lions Field last night. This one was dominated by the Tigers, who left town with a 5-0 victory. Lewis and Clark got on the board early off this corner kick and a putback off a rebound from Charles Reiger. Moses Lake had an opportunity to answer, but this shot on frame sailed over the Tiger box. Lewis and Clark made it 2-0 at the 27-12 mark of the first half. The margin could have been wider had it not been for a couple of nice saves by the Chiefs' keeper. The Tigers blew the fuss wide open with 3 second-half goals. Moses Lake falls to 1-2 with the loss. The Chiefs hit the road to Sunnyside Friday to open league play. The Tigers and Blackhawks went at it on the pitch in Ephrata in a battle that was decided in the first half of play. Ephrata dropped a 2-0 non-league match to Cheney at home last night. Camden Verstrade put the Blackhawks up 1-0 on an early first-half goal. The score held up until Noah Prophet got this penalty kick past the Tiger keeper midway through the period. Ephrata had a chance to get on the board before the break. Armando Farias wasn't able to convert on this penalty kick, however, and the Blackhawks took a 2-0 lead into the locker room at the half. It was a battle of possession in the second half of action, but neither team was able to put the ball in the back of the net. The Tigers fall to 1-1 on the early season. Ephrata is back on the pitch Thursday for a non-league fuss at Mapton. The Tigers match up with Prosser at home on Tuesday. Moses Lake girls placed 8th out of 13 teams that participated in the Moses Lake Invite. Chiefs finished with a team score of 188. Southridge took first with 156. Moses Lake was led by Michaela Chavez, who carded a 96 on the par 72 course at the Moses Lake Golf Club. Pasco's Jaylene Martinez was the low-round medalist with a 74. The Emsen Angels played to a 4-4 tie last night. Neither team got good production from their arms on the mound as 23 hits were pounded out between them in the contest. Right fielder Daniel Robertson finished with 2 RBI for Seattle. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
Our spotlight story tonight is about how the Moses Lake Regional Tactical Response Team is using new tools to keep officers safe. Reporter Joe Utter has the story.
The Moses Lake Regional Tactical Response Team has new ways to keep its officers safe during searches for suspects. Members of the team showed off some of the new tools at a recent training exercise last week in a complex search scenario in a large office building. One of the newest tools available during searches like that, where it's difficult to get eyes on the barricaded person, is the team's new robot. Officers were able to use the robot for the first time during training to learn the controls and capabilities. Moses Lake Police Captain and TRT Commander Mike Williams said the ultimate goal of having the robot is to keep officers safe and out of harm's way.
This past weekend was the first time we've had it out training and getting everybody spun up on what its capabilities are. The robot in particular, that goes upstairs, that goes into houses. It doesn't have to be tethered, it's all remote control. So we can be clearing an area 100 yards away from the officers without exposing them to any danger.
The team is also allowed to use the Grant County Sheriff's Office new patrol canine. Deputy Rick Char brought his canine partner Chica to training to work on bites and searching for suspects.
And of course the dog, the county's been fortunate enough to get the dog, both Adams County and Grant County, and they've loaned the team the dogs or allowed the dogs to work with the team. Dogs are much faster, they have a much better sense of smell than any of the officers. I'm certainly not a dog expert, but I know that we've used the dog operationally from Adams County on at least one occasion, and it was a great asset to us in taking a potentially armed subject into custody without undue risk to the officers.
Another tool for officers to use to get an eye on a suspect while staying out of harm's way as much as possible is a pole camera, which Williams said can extend to about 10 feet and can be used to look into attics, crawl spaces, or other tight areas. Williams said the common goal of using these tools is to keep officers safe in potentially dangerous situations.
The common denominator between all three of those things is that they allow the officers to be a little bit safer. We can clear unknown areas using tools or using the dog without exposing the officers to danger.
And on Monday, a small group of officers were working on breaching a home by breaking windows and breaking down doors, something they train on a few times a year.
This was a good opportunity because that house came available. It was going to be demolished and we could go in and break things. Sometimes it's hard to find a house that they let us go in and break everything voluntarily. And so about once a year we get a house like that we can just destroy and not worry about it. But we train those techniques the best we can, at least 2 or 3 times a year.
This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Experience speed like never before when you connect to Grant PUD's high-speed network. Visit grantpud.org to learn more.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Welcome back. The Second Harvest Mobile Food Bank is coming to Ephrata at the end of March to assist people in need. The food bank will be at the parking lot of Holy Trinity Lutheran Church on March 30th from noon to 2:30 p.m. Second Harvest is teaming up with Quincy's Microsoft Data Center to do 10 mobile food banks in Grant County this year. More than 21,000 pounds have already been given to more than 400 households in Quincy and Moses Lake this year. Food items are provided by Grant County farmers, producers, processors, distributors, and retailers. The mobile food bank includes volunteers from local businesses, community service, and church organizations. 2 felons are going to prison after a stolen cell phone led police to find guns in their home. Cesar Ramos Alvarez, a 31-year-old Moses Lake resident, pleaded guilty to attempted unlawful possession of a firearm. His co-defendant, Cristobal Garcia, a 42-year-old Moses Lake man, pleaded guilty to unlawful possession of a firearm. Ramos Alvarez has previous convictions for residential burglary and felony assault in 2006. Garcia has previous convictions for attempted possession of a controlled controlled substance and 2 counts of possession of meth. Garcia was sentenced to a year in prison, and Ramos Alvarez was sentenced to a year and 9 months in prison. Police began investigating the 2 men after they received a report that they stole a cell phone from a man who purchased meth from them. The alleged victim claimed he left the phone there when he was helping Ramos move a television. Police found 2 pistols in their possession. The Washington State Patrol is looking for drivers camping in the left lane on highways and freeways. According to the State Patrol, troopers are conducting statewide patrols from today through Friday, looking for drivers in the left lane for extended periods. Under state law, the left lane is to be used only for passing other vehicles or allowing vehicles to merge. The extra patrols are designed to bring awareness to the law. In 2015, troopers stopped more than 13,000 drivers violating the left lane law. In Northwest news, a controversial gun bill is one step closer to becoming law in Idaho. The bill, if passed, would drop a concealed weapon permit requirement in Idaho cities. Currently, residents living outside the city limits are allowed to carry a concealed firearm without a permit. For CNN, Scott Logan has a story.
3 Treasure Valley police chiefs co-authored an opinion piece in the morning paper critical of Senate Bill 1389, the permitless concealed carry bill. Is it your view this makes the community safer?
No. I believe that as written, it's going to provide greater challenges, and it does not increase the safety of our community.
The bill would allow law-abiding Idaho residents 21 or older to carry a concealed handgun for self-defense within city limits without a permit and without training.
Whether we go permitless or we don't, where's the education?
Many spoke in favor of the bill at a public hearing of the Senate State Affairs Committee.
And we're very concerned not only about the safety of law enforcement, but the safety of the public. This bill is not going to be detrimental in either one of those respects.
Some political scientists and historians have wondered what the United States would look like without guns. Well, I don't have to wonder. I lived it. I grew up in a country where only 3 classes of people were armed: the military, the rich, and of course the criminal element.
The bill passed the committee by a 6-3 vote.
That's going to do it here for us at iFIBER 1 News. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.